It's a great feeling to be back. I get to see my family, a lot of old friends. We had 4 1997 sectional champs in the room here tonight. So it's good to see the old guys I used to wrestle with, and it's just a good feeling to get back home, feel my roots and everything. Yeah.
When's the last time that you've been back here? Have you had any other clinics back here?
Last year I came back to see my family, but it's been 2 or 3 years since I did a clinic up here in the wrestling room. Yeah.
How much does it mean to you to look at some of these kids coming up through the Carroll program like you did, coming back as now a professional MMA fighter?
It feels great. Anything's possible. The sport I do now didn't really even exist when I was their age. So I didn't even have anything to look forward to post-wrestling career. But now they have full careers they can look forward to. The sport of wrestling itself has grown internationally and bigger with the help of social media and being able to watch wrestling matches on the other side of the world at any time on your cell phone. So there's a lot of opportunities in wrestling today. As a coach for women also, that's been a big thing. As there's been a big push for women in wrestling, and it's doing great, and it's great to see.
Yeah, you were kind of one of the early faces in UFC and in MMA fighting on a big national level. What's it like to see it now with the coverage it's getting, the way that UFC 200 got all their attention, now seeing it on ESPN every day?
Yeah, it's great. It's great how much coverage it's getting. It's really gone mainstream. People really respect what we're doing, and it's time for the athletes to start getting paid like real professional athletes. So far, in the last 15 years or so, the percentage split's been like 84% to 16 going to the athletes, and that doesn't happen in any other professional sport. We got a lot of things changing. Muhammad Ali Act we're trying to push through, which is a boxing regulatory thing that we need for MMA and kickboxing. We're trying to get that through. We're trying to start a fighters association. We got a lot of things going on, trying to counter the balance and give a little more power to the athletes.
And then for people at home, kind of just update them on what you've been up to in the last year or so.
Yeah, well, most recently I won a welterweight title for World Series of Fighting on April 2nd. I'm looking to defend hopefully in October. I've been teaching out at One Kicks Gym out in Las Vegas. I got some jiu-jitsu classes, and I've been training the fight team. We've got a couple fighters in Bellator and other places. And yeah, just been a father and a husband and keeping busy doing that.
You told me live. When's the next fight scheduled?
They told me October, but I haven't got a bout agreement, so it's all just hopes and dreams until something gets put on paper.
How long do you want to keep this going? I mean, 37, 38 years old. Are you thinking at all about retirement?
You know, as long as there are people willing to pay money to watch me fight, and I like doing it, I'm probably going to do it.
How much do you enjoy taking the role as a teacher as opposed to a fighter for days like today?
I love it. I mean, I've not been a teacher at heart my whole life. I've always been a teacher. Even when I competed against people, I feel like that's kind of my way of teaching them how to be better. By beating them badly, I can show them how to be better. But ever since I was in junior high, I helped younger kids, through the Carroll wrestling program even. We had it built in that the older kids helped teach the younger kids. So I was getting coached how to be a coach when I was 9, 10, 11 years old.
Before you kind of decide to retire, what sort of world do you want to leave for future fighters? Talking about getting the fighters union together and stuff like that. What would you like to see the sport advance to?
I would like to, if I'm going to hand this sport over to like my children, because they've showed interest in it, I want it to be something where the fighters have a seat at the table. Whereas a fighter and fighter representatives get to sit down with the promoters, get to sit down with the sponsors, get to sit down with the athletic commissions and actually have a say in what happens and how we're governed and how we're paid.